Hey guys, hope you're having a great day today. It is Thursday. Happy Thursday morning to you. I hope that your day is going well. My morning is going great. I'm up, I'm here. The sun is coming out. It's a beautiful, beautiful day. So today's video, I told you a few weeks ago, I would like to be more intentional with my channel. Now, I've done a video like this before over the years, multiple videos of like this over the years, but I'd like to be more intentional this year in helping. And I'd like to encourage you every day. I like to show up for you every day. I like to share with you daily life, show you the humdrum of things that we do, that it's not always homemade meals. Sometimes it's processed food. Sometimes it's eating out. Whatever the situation in your days, you go through seasons. It's never, ever going to be consistently the same. No one's life is. No, it is not. You're going to, especially when you have a large family and you go through different seasons. If you maybe have one or two children, you might just go through that season once, but we have gone through it multiple times. So my life is constantly changing and evolving into different things. But one of the things I've learned over the years, and I'm by no means any expert. I'm not pretending to be any expert. I'm not saying I know everything, because I do not. I am a work in progress. I am learning every single day. I'm learning from you. I'm learning from different resources that I look at and stuff. And so the key is like wanting to change, wanting to get better, wanting to improve things in your life. That is a beautiful, beautiful thing. And one of those areas is having our cleaning routine and schedule. And so I have set this up many, many years ago when I was a first mom with a bunch of kids, and my home was just overrun. It was a mess. There was chaos all the time. Even my kids look back at videos, they're like, wow, Mom, the house was a mess. And I'm like, yeah, that was pre-vlogging days and pre-mom figuring out life days. Because you don't know. If you've never been taught, if you don't know, and if you have an overwhelming task of kids and everything else, it can become overwhelming. I remember being first married and just taking those days to deep clean on my spring cleaning and fall cleaning days. And I'd be like scrubbing like crazy, like deep cleaning, like the house would be perfect. And then I would crash and be like, nobody make a mess. I got it perfect. And then you fall back into those habits and those things. And then the house gets messy over and over again. And so finally, as I kind of was figuring out, learning out, I realized, you know what? If you have a plan and something set up, for the most part, it's going to be foolproof. Now, you're going to have times where you're going to falter in a few things. There's been many seasons where my windows have been completely dirty for a long time. But I knew eventually I was going to get them done. So today I would like to help you with that. I would like to help you. So if you are here and you want to set up a cleaning system for your home, stick around, because I guarantee you this will work for you. Now, you can go online, you can find lists that other people do, and you can get those for yourself. And that's fine if you don't want to do anything. But what I have found is if you invest the time, take this time. It's going to take you a little bit of time. I promise it will be worth the effort. If you take the time to write one for you, specifically in your home, in your situation, because my home is different than your home. We all have different needs and different homes, different rooms, things to clean. So if you can take the time to do yours, it's going to benefit you hugely. It's just like everything. Like you want to get more muscles, right? You got to work out. You can't just do it once. You got to do a little bit consistently, over and over, and then you're going to see results. The same thing with the cleaning schedule. It's going to take some time, but eventually you'll have a great schedule, foolproof. You can use it for the rest of your life. Guaranteed. You do this once, you'll never have to do it again. I promise. I promise. Unless, of course, you move and you get a different house. So you ready for that? Let's do it. All right, number one complaint I keep from people is I can't keep my house clean. Between the overwhelming piles of laundry everywhere and to the piles and piles of dishes in the sink constantly. Let's not even talk about the cluttered countertops that I always have in my kids' rooms. Ugh, what a mess. Does that sound familiar? Well, guess what? We've all been there. So the key that I have learned to things in a home running orderly is having a little bit of less stuff, and you get a little bit of more life. That's the key. So that's going to be like on our Tuesday series that we do. You can watch that, and we're going to go through and declutter your home, get it kind of down to where the things that you need. And that's going to help things run a little bit more smoothly for your home. But for today, it's just going to be the cleaning. So today you're not worrying about decluttering. It's not going to be a decluttering day. Don't worry about doing that. We're just worrying about setting up your cleaning schedule. I'm going to give you all the tools completely free. Don't even charge them. You're going to either, and if you don't want to download them, you can get yourself a good old piece of notebook right here and write everything in. But if you go right below this video, there's a description box. And in there, you can click it. It'll take you to my blog. Over at my blog, you are going to get free downloads. You can go over there and download every single one of these pages. I'm even giving you my part of my book that I wrote, Large Family Mothering, and in it I wrote a part of how I do my cleaning schedule. So if you don't want to watch this video, you just want to read the part of the book, go over there. You can download all of it for free right over there, and you can get the step-by-step what we're going to do today. So I'm just going to talk you through it. so that we can go, okay, how are we going to work this out? So get your notebook out or go print your pieces of paper up over there, and we'll work through these things together. And we're going to simplify and create a system for cleaning our home. And it's not just going to tidy up our home, it's also going to create an atmosphere and a space that you're going to enjoy being in, and your family's going to enjoy being in, and you're going to want to invite people to your home to have them be in it, because you're not going to be embarrassed, because it's going to stay pretty much cleaned up. And I think the number one, it's going to give you peace of mind. You're going to be able to rest and relax and not sit here when you're with your family and look around and go, oh, there's dishes, oh, there's laundry. You're just going to be able to just enjoy and relax and do what matters most. So step number one, you are going to create your cleaning system. Are you ready? This is what's going to take a little bit of time, but I promise you it is well worth the effort. It is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk into one of my rooms. I'm just going to choose one right now. And at the top of my paper, it says area needing to be cleaned. And I'm going to write down that room, and that is my kitchen. So now in my kitchen, I'm going to sit in my kitchen here and look around and think about all the different chores that need to be done in this room. Now, as I'm looking around, I'm looking at my sink. I know that I'm going to have to wash dishes and dry them and put them away. I also know that I have to deep clean my sink out. Then I'm looking at my dishwasher, and I know that I have to, obviously we're going to be emptying the dishwasher, but I'm also going to have to deep clean the dishwasher inside and also wipe off the outside with stainless steel cleaner. And then I'm looking over here at my cabinets, and I'm like, okay, I need to wipe off the front of my cabinets. And then I'm looking at my floors, and I realize I have to vacuum my floors. I also need to wash my floors. I also need to clean the rugs and wash the rugs. So go through your entire room. Look around, look up, look down. Let me show you a key. A key is don't just go here to there. Start in one area. Stare at that area and then move in a clockwise pattern around that room until you get everything covered. Now, this is going to be the part that's going to take you a little bit of time. I understand it's going to, but it is going to be well worth it in the end, I promise you. So continue looking around that room, getting everything done, all the way down to watering my succulents and cleaning out my freezer, wiping the refrigerator, cleaning out the toaster, every single job that you could possibly use and do in the kitchen. Write it down. Now when you've got one room done, you're going to move to another room. And you're going to do this for every area in your home. Yes, this is going to take time. So if you don't want to do this all today, save this video and do it over a week's time. That's what I say. When these tasks are overwhelming, today just focus on one room. Choose one that you can sit down. I always had a nursing baby, so what I would do is I would grab a chair and I'd sit in that room. And as I'm there for 20 minutes nursing the baby, I would have my list and I would write down everything I need to do in that room. And then I'd look back over my list and I'm like, okay, I've got that done. So I knew that I would be doing this multiple times a day, so I made my list out. So if you can do the same thing, go through your entire house. Yes, you're going to have lots of pieces of paper. Yes, you're going to have a huge list, but I guarantee it is going to be worth it. So stick with it. Stick with it. Stick with me. I promise this little bit of investment is going to make a big, huge change in your days. Now that you've got your list, what you're going to do is decide the frequency that you're going to need to clean, either daily, weekly, monthly, or annually. So in your little column, you're going to mark down D for daily. So if I'm going to wash dishes, that's going to happen every day. Weekly, water my succulents. Only once a week, Amy, not too much more. So I put a W for that. Monthly is deep clean the dishwasher. I don't have to clean that that often inside, so about monthly for that. Now, more jobs like annually might be like defrost your freezer or change batteries in your kitchen. Everything is different. Everybody's going to be different on the amount and the frequency of doing things. Like in your household, you might not need to wipe your cabinets every month. In my household, if I do not, they get very dirty. So you might be able to do that once a year. So put an A down, annually. That's a great thing. I probably will eventually get to that point, but right now this is where we're at. So go ahead and fill those in on your list. And now that you've got your big list made of every single chore you need, let's start working on step number 2. And that is going to be your daily chores. These are going to be your non-negotiables, the things that you need to complete every single day to make your home run smoothly. For my family, this includes jobs like making the beds, wiping down the counters and the tables, sweeping the floors, washing 1 load of laundry, and doing the dishes after every meal. Now get your paper that says daily chore list. You can download this off my blog. They're on there for free, or just get another piece of notebook paper, whatever you like to do, and right at the top, daily chore list. Now that is where I'm going to transfer my chores from that big giant list that I made for each room. I'm going through my kitchen list and I'm writing all the D's that I wrote for daily, and I'm copying them onto this piece of paper here. Now what I would recommend doing is taking and marking off once you transfer from your big giant list to this list. That way, when you're done, you'll be able to make sure you got everything covered. So I'm writing mine out on here. And then what I'm doing is in the other column, I'm writing down if they're jobs like for me or for another child. Now you've got your daily list done. So you're going to start implementing this. This you're going to go through and do it every single day. Get it done. Then if you find, like, I know in our household, it was like we were picking up the floors and sweeping them. And I did it like 3 times a week. And I realized, wow, we don't really need to do the floors that often in our home. Maybe once a week, twice a week. Just depends on how often you need it. Bathrooms, same way. We were cleaning all the bathrooms once a week, and I realized the guest bathroom needed like twice a week. So that's going to be one of these. This is going to be a little bit, you're going to have a little bit of error to like figure out what works for you and what doesn't. But the key is you have something. So that's a beautiful thing. So kind of keep this out. Keep it as your rough draft. Don't print this. If you want to have it nice and neat, don't print it out just yet. Just keep it and use it and implement it for a week, and then see if you need to change something or if you need to add something. Then we're going to move on to our weekly chores. These are ones that you're just doing once a week. Nothing that has to be done every single day. So for your family, you're going to have to decide which day works best for you depending on when you're home. You know, if you're working or if you have extra things to do that day, don't try to shove it all into like one day. If you know you're going to be gone that day, don't do like your weekly cleanup of the kitchen that day. Make sure that you do it on a different day. So for our home, I kind of know what we're doing every single day of the week. So I chose kind of different zones to clean once a week. So for our house, I know that Wednesday is my baking day. I'm doing a lot of cooking. I'm doing a lot of baking in the kitchen. So I might as well do a little bit more of my weekly tasks that need to be done in this room. And in our home, that includes cleaning out the refrigerator, doing a quick clean inside, wiping everything down, throwing out any kind of food, seeing what we have in here that, you know, maybe needs to be used up. It also includes wiping the cabinet doors, just the fronts because they get touched. I have to do this once a month every week just because it does get dirty with a lot of people. And then we do a good mop of the floor and just clean it once a week after we're all done so it's finished. Now for our home, Mondays work good to clean the bathroom and do the weekly cleaning the bathroom because I'm here. It starts it out good for the week and it's like, all right, let's clean it once and it'll be done. So I scrub the tub this day. We also can clean the toilet. Now usually every day we kind of wipe it, but this is like the deeper clean of scrubbing it. And wiping the mirrors. I don't need to wipe the mirrors every single day, but as long as I do them once a week, I feel like that's good. And if you're gonna do your bedrooms, so we just do our bedrooms all on the same day, and everybody kind of knows what they need to do. I usually give them a list, and they work through that list. So one of those things might be vacuuming the floors, dusting furniture, and organizing toys if you have toys, Maxine's toys, anything you need to pick up in your home. Those are going to be your weekly chores, the ones that you do once a week, whatever's going to work best for your family. What I like about the weekly chores is, let's say Tuesday is dedicated to bedrooms for us. Let's say Tuesday ends up being a day where we have a field trip and then we don't get to do our deep clean our bedrooms. Guess what? It's okay, because the next Tuesday we can complete those tasks. That's the beautiful part of it. I remember thinking, oh, I missed this day because life got busy, or we were sick, or we had to go somewhere. Well, then you know what? I know that next week on that day, that's gonna get done. So that's where you're gonna put all your weekly chores, the ones that you want done, once per week. Be sure to go back and mark them off your main chart. Remember your main list with all the chores. Go through your kitchen, your dining room, your living room, get everything off there and organize it into which day works best. Some days you're gonna have a little bit more, some you may have a little bit less. Try to focus on a task for each day. Like sometimes we might just have the dusting day and the clean the windows and mirrors day, and that is focused on a day. So someone goes through and does it through the entire house, and that it's not just like a specific room. So you don't necessarily have to dedicate like Monday to bedrooms or Tuesday to kitchen. It's whatever works for your home, and you might not have that many weekly chores. So whatever you have in your home, you got to just divide it out and see where it's going to be best. So I know that when I copied all the ones from, like I had dusting surfaces in the living room, and I had some in the kitchen, I had some in the hallway, and some in the bedroom, and I thought, why don't I just combine them all and just do one dusting? Now, if you need to write it out specifically, like you have a lot of kids to be able to, manage chores with, then write it out specifically, and then you can divide it up. But if it's just you and you're doing everything, then go, okay, I have dusting. And I had dusting pretty much in every room. So then you can just take all those dustings, mark them off, and then write on your day, whatever day, Tuesday, and then put dust all flat areas in the home. And then you can combine them and do it that way. It just depends on what your situation is. If you've got a lot of people, like I had a lot of kids, it was easier to divvy out the chores that everybody, it contributes to the household, everybody's doing it. And then it's not mom doing everything, because they're there, they work, they live, and they do things in the home, and they make the messes too, so they can help as well. So that's where you're taking all those extras and divide them up. Sometimes you might have to kind of put them all together if there's all kind of the same ones, and then you can just call it dust all flat surfaces, wipe all glass mirrors or windows, that kind of thing. Just write those however specific you need to be and divide it up so that each week you know what you need to do. And basing it off on each day helps a little bit more consistency, because you know that every day for a little bit of time you're going to work on it. Or let's say you work outside the home and you can't do that, but you have Thursdays off. You have Thursdays off, so Thursday is a day that you're going to do all your weekly chores. Do it that way if that works better for you in your situation. Now that you have your daily chores and your weekly chores, you're gonna work on your monthly chores. Now you're gonna look at your main list and you're looking at all the ones that you put an M on, the ones you need done once a month. In our home, that includes washing all of the throw blankets that we have in our living room and our couches. It might be vacuuming under the furniture, where we only don't do it, we just do the main floor and the living area during the week, but underneath it. Whatever ones that you marked on your main list with an M for monthly, put that on your monthly chores. Now the great thing is you have 4 weeks usually in a month. You have one extra, which I'll share with you in a minute what to do with that. So each week of the month, you just focus on a different job for your monthly task. Now you already have your dailies, you already have your weekly that you do, and now you're gonna have monthly, but each month you have 4 weeks. So on week 1, you choose a few jobs that are off your M's that you mark down, that you transfer over. So for us, that's wash all throw blankets and vacuum under the couches. This list is much smaller than your other list because it's just a few things that you have to do in your home. So you're gonna divide it up into the weeks. You got week 1, week 2, week 3. Go get this printable, put on there, or put on a notebook, and then you can also mark down who does that job as well. So if you're having a hard time completing all your tasks because you're like, how can I do this? Maybe on Fridays you can go, okay, Fridays I got a little bit more time in my day, so I'm gonna make sure that I get my extras done. And sometimes these are so simple. They might be like just throw blankets, and that's not very much extra work, just to make sure you grab. But if you have it written down and you know what you have to do the first week of every month, the second week of every month, the third week of every month, you'll get everything completed. And remember, we're spreading this out over the whole entire month so you're not overwhelmed. We're not so much about having it perfect. We're more about progress and completing everything you need to get done in your home. Now go back to your main list. Make sure you're marking off all the ones you should have done. You should have your daily off, you should have your weekly off, and now you're gonna divide up your monthly. You can do those 4 weeks. You also have a week 5 a few extra times a year, so you can take that time and take it off if you'd like in your home, whatever you want to do. For myself, I like to do my annual jobs on those times and divide them up. Instead of doing it big spring cleaning or big fall cleaning, I like to do those on my extra weeks that I have. Now, week 5 for me, I like to dedicate it to my annual tasks. Those are the jobs that you do once a year, maybe a couple times a year. One of those things is the cleaning of the freezer. Like, it gets a mess, it doesn't get organized. I don't like to do it every month. I don't really care if it looks like this most of the time, but I do like to come out and go through and organize to see what I have. So I put that on my week 5, and then I would take care of it at some point during the year. So defrosting my freezer, going through and cleaning out is something I would do on one of my week 5s or my annual. You might do a deep cleaning of your carpets, you might do an annual cleaning of your garage. Whatever that is on your list with the A, that is what you're gonna do on your annual, and then you can just sit there and mark them off. If you like to do them when you have that extra 5th week, you can just have a little checklist and you can mark it off as it's completed. Then by the end of the year, you know that you completed that, or you can dedicate a day once a year to work on those jobs. And then another tip, if you have a lot of them, add them all up and divide by the number of months there are, and then make sure that you focus on maybe doing 4 jobs during the month, and then you'll get everything completed. So there you have it. You have a step-by-step cleaning system that's gonna work for you. This is gonna take some time to get done, but when you're finished, you're gonna have a clean house. Every single day you're gonna wake up, your home's gonna be clean. And then every week you're gonna be able to look out and go, wow, my windows are clean because I remembered to clean them. Wow, there's no dust on my fan blades because I remembered to clean them. And then, oh yeah, refresh the blankets on my couch because I remembered that I cleaned them. That's the beautiful thing. And remember, it takes time to build habits. We're doing this one step at a time, so it's not overwhelming. We're not worried about perfection. You will probably go back and change these lists up multiple times until you get it where you feel like you're comfortable with a good list. So give yourself grace and celebrate the small wins. And then what I like to do once I have my completed list, because it's gonna take time, it's not gonna be done here in this little video. You're gonna have to close off, go over and download all those papers, or go look at them so you know what you're gonna write down on a notebook and get them filled out and start implementing them. Work on your daily. See if do it for a week and go, okay, I got everything accomplished. And then your ones that you're doing on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or Saturday, whatever days you're gonna have, go, okay, is that good enough, or do I need to do more? Or maybe you'll go, oh, the bathroom trash is getting really full. We need to empty that twice a week. This is all the implementing you're gonna do and figure out, and then you keep writing it down. Mark it off, add it. Usually the daily and weekly is all you have to tweak. The monthly, you're usually pretty good unless you're looking and going, wow, my windows are really dirty. I need to do those every single week, and then you might move those down and do those. But once you're done, you can print off a nice list. So I like to take mine, print it off. Our list looks a little bit different because we've kind of made it in WordPad, made it a little bit more for all of us, but just print it off in a simple Word document, do your daily list at the top, write everything down, and then put it in a plastic sleeve like this. Then it won't get like dirty, it won't get crumbled, and you can take it and you can look at it every day. Okay, here's my daily. And then you can also print off your weekly ones and your monthly ones and put them in a sleeve like this. And then you can kind of flip through. I used to do little clipboards on my wall, and I would just hook it up there. Maybe you have a binder, maybe you have, you know, a desk in your kitchen or somewhere where you can put it, just somewhere where you can see it so you know which jobs to do, and go back and reference it every single day. If you use these, you can even take a little marker and mark on it like a dry erase marker, and then you can mark it off as well. And then let's say this seems just overwhelming and you can't, or you don't want to organize your list to get it done. What I'm gonna do is offer my services to you. Go over to my blog and I've got more information for you, and you can read about it and see if that's something you would like to pursue. But if not, everything is over there for free. You can go download it. You can use everything, and I've talked about how to do it. I've even got the little part of my book where I did it, so I give you step-by-step for how to do it. It's all written out there. But now, if you found this video helpful today, be sure to like, subscribe, and share this video. Let's create homes with peace and joy, one step at a time. All right, I'll see you in the next video.